All right, so we're just gonna fucking get right into it. Are you guys down for? Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Ignore the special. Can you remove that thing at the bottom?
What thing at the bottom? Oh yeah. I'm just okay. Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, Crumbz, you good?
I'm good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're all good, so we're just going to go straight into it. Beyond the Rift, episode number 58, starring your one and only host with the most, I'm a Cutie Pie. Joining me today, my lovely co-host, Skara. Skara, give an intro.
What's up, guys? I'm the guy who messed up the slides this week, so I apologize for that. But we got a great guest this week. We have an old teammate, ex-teammate, now currently works in the Overwatch League, Crumbz. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, I knew you guys would run out of people eventually, so I was waiting patiently for the day this would happen. We'll see Patoy coming up next in a few weeks, going down the list of people we know.
Hey, I love Patoy. I would love to have him on this show. That sounds like a good fucking... Do any of you guys keep up with Patoy? No, right? Okay. Hey, I just figured. Hey, I don't know if either of you guys, maybe you guys, like, he messaged you. I had Patoy in one of my games. Wait, were you in one of my games yesterday or 2 days ago, Crumbz? Was that you?
Yeah, I was playing Kazakhs. I fucking destroyed you.
Yeah.
You're still bad.
Hey, I won that game, though.
I wasn't playing. That wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Okay, dude, because, yeah, the enemy team was, like, flipping out. Like, you were doing, or the person that was Kazakhs was doing well, but the enemy team was, like, flipping out on you. I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude? But I like that. But give him a quick intro aside from you maybe played Kazakhs and beat me, kind of.
Right. Well, I was a teammate of Skara, Cutie, Dom, a few others back in the day in Dignitas. And then I stopped playing League as a pro, went to Overwatch now as a caster. Did so much shit in the meantime, but it's really not very important. It's all just forget about it.
Alright, I like that. Skara, or before we get into the topics, because Skara's going to need to hand read them since he didn't send me any fucking slides. I want to tell you guys about Discord, amazing service. The link's down below. Download that program, use it. Ask questions. You just got to go into the chat room. We got answers for you. It's always a good time on the Discord server. Please download it. But let's get right into it. Skara, give us the questions.
All right. You've been a part of the Overwatch desk and Overwatch League for the entirety of the first season. How has it been? Very easy start off.
How has it been? Wow, that's really...
It's a very open-ended yeah.
That's like when you started the whole interesting. Everything became interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Overwatch is a very different because there's actual pause to the esport. In League, you have nonstop competition the entire year, whereas here they built in an actual, hey, here's a break. So throughout the entire year, there were breaks built into the actual season to the point where I was able to go to Thailand during one of them. I went to Europe to another. People were traveling all over. Like, players can go back to Korea in the meantime. So it's really a lot more relaxed for the players in that sense. But you also play way more games. You play so many games, and you have to watch so many games. Like in League, I can watch pick and ban, fall asleep for 40 minutes, look at the tab screen, and I can tell you what happened in the game. You know what happened, but you have to watch every single second of Overwatch to know what goes on. So it's a lot more tiring in that sense. But overall, you work for half the year. You get a really nice environment to work in. You work with people that care about the game, so it's fun.
Do you prefer Overwatch League to when you were because you casted a little bit of LCS?
Yeah.
Would you prefer more? Or which do you prefer more? I guess it's slightly like...
What is this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious. I want to hear your opinion on like how it was casting in the LCS compared to how it is casting in Overwatch League.
I just want to say he's still on the Overwatch League payroll.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
He's probably not going to be like...
I'm just curious. I just want to hear, like, maybe I love them both, and I hope that both companies do well. You give me an answer like that, I'm okay with it. I just want to hear from the man himself, though.
Right. Well, when you work on LCS, it was very straightforward because I was a natural transition into it, so I already knew everybody in there. So it's a lot easier to not only know what was expected of me, but for them to work with me because they'd seen me all the time before. Whereas in the Overwatch League, I'm brand new, but there was a lot of people that came in from Riot before. A lot of people that were there from League, from other games. It was really not like there was anybody that was new. Seriously, like half the people were coming in from other esports. It really was not anything crazy in that sense. And so when the actual work came down, I think it took a very similar approach. You're still working kind of hands off where, all right, talk about the game.
All right.
All right. Cover to commercial. That's like in Korea, literally it was you show up 5 seconds before. All right, we're live. Let's go.
Really? Wow, there's no like rehearsal type things or any of that.
Well, like on the desk, like sure, but they're very similar in all regards. Like you don't really have to rehearse a lot of the time, besides the initial points that you craft for the start of a match. Like if there's 3 matches in a day, you only can really go through the top storylines for all of them, and then the rest can be done on the fly. So it's the same with League, right? You're watching a best of series, you write the first point, and then the rest you have to do it as you go along. So you don't really do much beforehand. You're better off training your ability to do it as you go.
All right, fair enough. I guess I want to hear from you also, in your opinion, I guess not in your opinion, but an unbiased view. Which do you prefer as an esport, as a spectator? Because you've casted both of these. I just want to hear an unbiased view. I want to know, because I actually think Overwatch, I actually really enjoy the game. I think that it's good. I think they've made a lot of progress in the spectator aspect of it, because I think that was the biggest problem. I think it's a good game. I just think that the spectating wasn't the greatest. They've improved it a lot. I think the game's pretty good, and I won't say I'm shocked by how well it's doing, but that game's doing fucking fantastic. Where compared to League, I can say someone that plays League, it's got a lot of pacing issues. Sometimes you just want to snooze during half the game and then wake up. The game's over. Okay, well, it can be difficult to digest it sometimes. What's your take then on? Do you watch League competitive at all anymore, or are you just done?
No, I still watch it. I mean, I actually watch a lot more Europe than NA this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. No, it was bad over here, man. Come on, you guys know.
Yeah, no, I 100%. Yeah, I can't watch NA anymore. That shit.
It's bad.
Yeah, that shit will put me to sleep.
It's okay, these are lessons that we learned 6 years ago that are still happening today. All it takes is one dude to go watch a VOD of Sion, Garen, Bottom, and he would tell you the same shit that's happening today. So League, I think, because the patches changed so much, it's a lot harder to keep up with the actual gameplay. You just get wrapped up in how new it is. And Overwatch does a similar thing for the viewing experience, but where the problem, I think, comes from the background. So, for example, the Mexican map Dorado?
Yeah.
You don't need Christmas lights for a competitive game in there. Legitimately, the plaza does not need Christmas lights because they add nothing of value to the actual competition. So I think that's where the spectating problem comes from, where you're watching, you're like, oh, there's all this flashy stuff everywhere, but I don't know which one is which. And you also, if you don't play the game, you don't know what the hand or your character's hands look like, right? If you've never played Genji, what the fuck does Genji look like on the screen for you? You only see a ninja from far away. So it really is a game that rewards people that play it so that they know it. It's not like League where you don't need to play it to watch it. Overwatch is a lot better in that sense.
All right, fair enough. I mean, Scar, are you surprised to hear? You seem pretty surprised that Crumbz watches EU more than NA.
I'm surprised he watches. Period. No offense. I don't even watch EU, and for NA, I don't watch that much. And I would say I'm very much invested in the League of Legends space.
Yeah, I watched the World Finals. I watched the Academy Finals actually. That was
really? Wait, do you watch the current Worlds?
Heck, yeah. I mean, I'm watching a little bit. I saw some of the.
So you're watching more than me? That's crazy,
dude. What I put 7 years of my life into. I still like the game.
That's
I could
true.
multiple things,
Do you have a team that you're rooting for or anything, or are you just watching it as more of a casual spectator?
Oh, it's just casual. I mean, if I root for a team, it would be the ones that are in the Overwatch League. So you have London Spitfire that's in the Overwatch League that won it, which is Cloud9. So I would cheer for Cloud9 in other esports, wherever they're at.
Wow, Cloud9 won the Overwatch League? Like,
Yeah, they're beasts.
You know what they did? You're not going to believe this one. Since obviously you have not heard of it then. They went to Korea, and they bought the number 1 and number 2 Korean teams. The full thing. And just shipped them over. They didn't know questions. Coaches, players, the number 1 and number 2. Just buy them all.
Wait, so what happened then? Like, how did they make the team? Because if they bought 2 teams, how'd they pick the player? They just pitted them against each other?
So you know how in LCK, like in Korea, there's the Korean League. They literally just went like, imagine going to the LCK and be like, I want KT Roaster and I want SKT to come to the NLCS, and you buy them both, and you put them right there, and then they pitted them against each other to pick the best ones from each one. Pick one super team out of that.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah.
There's no like import rules or anything. It doesn't matter. You just take all Koreans.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Koreans.
Damn, what the fuck? Are they like beasts compared to everyone else, or is it like pretty competitive?
Oh man, it's you know the answer. What do you gotta ask these questions? You know the answers too.
No, I all I know from Overwatch League is it the Shanghai Dragons? They're like 0-18, right, or some shit.
They went 0-40, 0-40,
oh, 0-40.
And then. Here's the part that'll get you, because I know you can appreciate stuff like this. The show match happened, and they put one of the members of the Shanghai Dragons in the show match playing Lucio Ball, which is kind of like, think of it like Dominion. Still couldn't pick up a win in that one, so still 0-41.
Jesus, man, this team is it like best of 3s, or did they not win like a single match?
They didn't win a single. I mean, it's best of 4. Technically, it's first to win 3. So best of 5 in that sense. They're coming up with better ways for the format, I'm sure, but they could not win 3 maps off of anybody. That's what happened.
But they at least won like 1 map. They just dropped.
Oh yeah, they won 1. They won 2. They went to 5. Like it was close. It's not like they were garbage. Like they were actually capable of almost beating.
Because
0-40 score.
No.
All right. You know, actually, if you count esports as sports history, it is the worst streak ever. In American modern history, there's never been a bigger losing spree than 0-40.
Is Overwatch big for like Chinese fans? Because that must be demoralizing as fuck. Because that's the thing. I have no idea. Because I'm an NA player. Because we're all NA players, so we're used to just being the like garbage team and the esport. Like, what is it like for Chinese fans? Is there a big Chinese following for Overwatch? Do they still like, yeah, Shanghai Dragons, let's get it? Or is it just like...
Yeah, it is, because they are the only thing that is Chinese in it, so they love it. To the point where they bought 3 more Chinese teams. So now it's not only Shanghai, but 3 more cities.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and each one bought in for like, it's like $30 million.
Yeah, can you believe how like...
No.
Yeah, like when I hear this shit, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
It sounds like politics. I don't understand. I don't know what makes more sense, where you hear politics or where you hear these numbers and these figures that are going around, and I'm like, someone's seeing it's happening to someone.
Yeah, dude, that's what I always say is like, even in League, because I'm like kind of well versed in League, so when I hear the numbers, it's like, well, this doesn't sound like it makes too much sense, but like I could see maybe 10 years down the line. But like 30 million for a spot in Overwatch leagues, like, I mean, dude, 10 years down the line, maybe.
Well, okay. Remember that the money is paid out, and like they probably have to pay it out over a set period of time. It's not like a big lump sum, and then to top things off, it's like a massive group of investors. So if everyone chips in $1 million each, I think that makes a little more sense.
Oh, it's not a big lump sum. I thought it was a big lump sum. Okay.
No, what? Who pays?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was like. What the fuck? People are paying $30 million for this spot. Jesus.
I mean, usually how the franchising works is like there's investment groups, right? Backed by a bunch of big people, each chip in like a couple million, and then the group buys the team.
Yeah, it's like what was it? The Liquid one, like Axiomatic was the name, right? Liquid, Disney, and a bunch of others. Like, there's a lot of funding behind Team Liquid. It's not just that Steve somehow has a magic wand with 30 million.
Yeah, it's the same for everyone. Like Madison State Garden, like they're a separate like investment group as well.
She's not going to convince someone to give you $30 million like that. That's the wrong business.
All right, Sky, you got anything else on this topic?
No, I'm already kind of interested. We have a lot of Overwatch League questions. I might skip some of them because I think we're gonna answer them as we talk. You know.
All right, go for the next one.
All right. This one is actually one that I'm personally interested in. So
I think I saw this one.
Yeah, you're one of the only people from the league scene that decided not to step into streaming after your pro career. Why is that? And I want to preface this with, I remember I talked to you about this when we were doing the interview together, and you said that you did not want to do it, and I'm really interested why.
So I thought about this question when I read it. I definitely put in a lot of thought into this one. And you asked me why I chose not to go streaming, and I could tell you why. Because it was a mistake.
Jesus. That's the answer. Why is it a mistake in your opinion?
So here's what I have learned, right? What I've really learned is that money really makes money. So it would have been so much easier to just make a bunch of money and then know how to use that to then glide out for the rest, as opposed to one steady climb. So I didn't really understand that. But on a more serious note, that it was a mistake. The thing was that I couldn't legitimately be serious about being good if I streamed at the same time.
But what about after your pro career? Like, you don't need to be good anymore. You're just like playing casually.
Playing casual, like I just felt like it wasn't the thing for me at the time because it relied so much about maintaining like a happy person. There's no way I'm staying myself happy in front of a camera.
Happy?
Hell no.
Have you seen Dom?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Dom has a Reddit thread.
I didn't know that could be my thing. If that could have been my thing, I would have done that. I would have loved to do that. You kidding me? There's no way. Dude. I'm like the only reason why I muted myself throughout all of my career because I knew I was a toxic piece of shit. I couldn't, I had to keep myself away from it. And so when streaming revolved around staying happy, and then I was like, oh, I'm such a sad mood. I'm like, well, fuck this. Like, I can't do this.
Hey, I can understand that. I definitely think being toxic at the start, it probably wasn't like the thing to do as a streamer, but I feel like people have kind of opened up about like, he called this guy a waste of like life. That's not that bad. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. I heard it before. Like people kind of opened up about you guys know what I mean, right? Like people before you say like during the Riot Light era and that kind of shit. Like if you were caught saying that kind of shit, he would hunt your ass down.
Think of it like this: you can't say homunculus last year, but this year now you can.
Oh.
Like, right, every year, like you actually have like a lift off of words and things you can say. They're like, all right, these are fine. We've moved on to worse things now.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from there. I mean, are you pretty happy though with like casting and everything now? Because it seems pretty fun to be able to. I'll say I always wish that I could cast a League of Legends game. Yeah, it sounds weird. I wish I could, but my problem is I can't articulate my thoughts well enough into like a meaningful words. You know what I'm saying?
No, you were gonna sentence.
You know what I'm saying. I can't get sentences strung together for 30 minutes straight about a game that makes sense to appear. Are you happy? Do you feel like it's a nice outlet to be able to talk about like a game and stuff compared to streaming, or do you think streaming is kind of more fun that way?
I mean, I think streaming is more fun in the sense that you can say more and definitely derail, whereas in streaming you can't really derail as much. Although when I first got to Korea, after like a few weeks there, I did an interview with a Korean press, and he was telling me that, oh, your casting has a reputation for being erotic. I was like, wow.
What?
Wow.
Wait, was that a mistranslation, or did he actually?
No, that wasn't a mistranslation. He really meant to say erotic casting. So
does erotic mean something different? I mean, what kind of?
No,
did he give an example where you're like, what do you mean erotic?
Well, like, I made. you know how when you're starting off as, like, let's pretend you're starting off as a comedian, right? You've got your low-hanging fruit, which is things about, like, fart jokes, and then you can have things right above it, which are sex jokes. And so that's kind of where I had landed in the beginning, where I was making sex jokes that were not obvious, that only if you understood innuendos or double entendres would they make sense. And so I think he picked up on that, and that's where they knew.
You sly dog, dude.
I didn't realize you're cornering that market. That's a very unique path of casting.
Man, people have to reproduce. It needs to happen. Why are we not talking about it? People are, 20 years old, all, like, watching porn 24/7. I was watching this thing the other day where it's an app on League of Legends, not on League of Legends, but for finding teammates on League, that people just turned into a dating app. They're so horny, they just started looking for dating partners.
Wait, what's it called?
Through the requisite of, like, their rank. Let me see. I don't remember anymore.
I think I actually heard of that. I think someone was telling me about that shit, so I know what you're talking about. Hey, what's wrong with that, dude? What's wrong with filtering women based on rank? Is there a problem with that? I don't know if Crumbz is like, I don't know if he's allowed to talk about these kinds of things since he works with Overwatch. But Scar, you got a problem with filtering women based on rank?
What rank is too low for you?
Yeah. Oh,
that's
a good question.
Because now there's a new lowest rank. There's Iron, right? So now which is really just such a waste. It should have been.
I don't know if I hate someone who's an Iron. Like, I think that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I can agree with that. We had LS on this show, and I don't know if you saw, like,
I saw a clip. That clip is hilarious. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm saying Scar is discriminating if he's not willing to date a woman in Iron, but I'll say Iron ain't too low for me. I'm fine with Iron. I don't discriminate. Scar is a terrible person, though.
What's Leisha right now? What is her skill level?
She doesn't play this fucking game.
What do you guess her skill level is at? She's not Iron. She's not bronze.
She's plat.
See, that's not bad.
I guess.
I would actually, like, if they put effort, though, and they were still at that level, like, let's say 3 games a day, and we're still Iron.
No,
I think that's a deal breaker, honestly. That just shows, like, something's wrong there. You're not capable of progressing.
We can't go through this conversation.
You brought this up, man.
I'll say, if she's putting 20 games a day and she's Iron 4, as long as she's happy and having fun, I'll say, keep it on, baby. Keep on keeping on. I got no problem with
that. If that's what she wants. If that's what she wants. Yeah. If she wants to climb and cannot climb.
I'll tell her, keep on, dude. You get it. You'll get Iron 3 someday. I got no problems with that. Scar, go to the next fucking question.
We ask this question all the time. This is really directed at Crumbz, but is there anything you do differently in the past? Because I know that you've not only done league casting, league pro play, you've also been a streamer. You started a couple companies, which I don't know if
they're still running and they're actually profitable.
That's something I want to hear about. But, like, is there anything you do differently in the past? You know?
Wow, probably everything.
Everything.
Well, no. Well, I mean, of course, like, if you were to go back, you'd have the knowledge of the things that you did wrong. That's what I mean. Like, you would obviously just kill it. You would start again and be a lot more prosperous. I think the biggest thing would be taking care of my health. That's one of the biggest reasons why I didn't want to continue playing or streaming. I just did not take care of my health at all. And so, like, I would spend days my eyes would just be in complete agony and were developing, like, damage because I was not taking care of my eyes or taking care of my body or not eating right. So that really just hurt me a lot when it came to staying around playing. So I think that'd be the biggest one. And I think the other thing, I feel like it's just things that come from being a teenager, to be honest. I feel like the teenager cloud is just a big thing that you can't not run away from. You just have to go through it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I feel like I was so stupid back then.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Only capable of just now realizing that I was there.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because, like, I think back, like, because we've had this question a lot. where it says, what would you do different? And I'm like, gee, I was so goddamn stupid. Like, everything that I thought was fucking dumb, and everything I did was fucking, like, pointless. Like, the way I went about thinking about things is just like, Jesus, man, how would I possibly, like, ever produce anything meaningful from this? I know you mean. Is there anything, though, like, specific that you'd like to change about, I guess, your time in esports? Maybe, like, not go to cast LCS and, like, go straight into Overwatch League, some shit like that.
Yeah. I think the only one that I really try to pursue as many opportunities as came to me. I really was not shy about that, so I feel like I was able to take many of the shots that were presented to me. But the only one, and I don't even think about it because it was the first one and so far away, would have been joining TSM, because that was the first option that I had ever, which was joining TSM before Dyrus. So maybe that would be an interesting path.
You could have been.
Oh yeah, people.
Oh yeah,
people forget he is the original TF Blade. When you talk about Jax Irelia players, that's Crumbz right there.
So you remember when people gave Lemon credit for the fucking little notepad, and then we were trying to we just got off of getting fined for collusion in that match, and then trying to go to the other event and PAX, and then we started writing shit down for, all right, we want to do these things against Zion Spartan, who was like a 15-year-old kid that just got a fucking lunch pass to go to this tournament.
Yeah, dude, like people forget that Crumbz is like, this guy was the OG top, like this was the original carry top lane player.
Dude, Banks,
all the Dig junglers were top laners, all of them. Like Dom was a top laner too. I don't know what happened.
Was Dom originally a top laner? I thought he was originally a fucking Shaco player.
I think he was a. Oh god, I think he actually was a top laner first, or he might have been a Shaco player first. Went to top lane, went back.
I think he does both. I mean, back then you just play whatever.
Yeah. It's probably some shit. Scar, you got any regrets that you wish you could change?
Dude, actually, one of the funny ones that I don't think I brought up before, aside from being like a better teammate, which I think is like the thing I always say.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, everyone fucking says
there were opportunities for me to join specific teams, like not even as a player, like even post play, there are opportunities as like a streamer, or even opportunities to potentially build a new LCS team. There are a lot of franchise teams. Some of the franchise teams came to me and were just like, Skara, would you like to be a part of this? And I said, I turned them all down.
You're like, no Golden Guardians.
Oh, no names out here. To be honest, one of them didn't even make it. Like the one that I was most perspective about, that was willing to potentially give me partial equity, was the one that like didn't even make it. So like that was like the important one. But like, yeah, some of them came up to me and I was like, no, I'm not really interested. And no, I'm not really interested in streaming for like one of these top stream teams for some of the network top LCS teams. But I'm curious if maybe that was a bad decision. That maybe I could have gotten a lot of help, or a lot of like direction, or maybe just a lot of experience doing that. And so I do think at some point in the future, I want to own an LCS team, or I want to own like even a very, very small, a super small, tiny minority stake in an LCS team or an esports team would be really cool. That's definitely on my bucket list.
Because you see how these teams fuck up, and you're like, man, I could get in there and just smoke the competition.
Fuck them up even. That's how I think.
Like you see these. Like, dude, there was a team in Overwatch League that had Korean players and no translator. Come on. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like that's what I mean. Like you're at this level where you're like, all right, well, here's a translator. I'm already better.
Wait, so I don't get it. Is it a team full of Korean players? The like CEOs,
no,
American?
it's like half and half.
Huh.
But how does that work? Like, how does that even function?
Exactly.
Did none of the American players be like, we need to talk to these guys? Could someone help us here, or what?
I actually don't know how many American players there are in the league. There might be more Europeans than Americans. It's seriously mostly Korean, then maybe Europeans, then Americans.
Wow, really?
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't think there's that many Americans.
Jesus.
Wow, that's actually crazy.
Like the number one, the first team was full Korean. The second team had, on the main roster playing, no Americans. The third team was all Korean. The fourth team had one American and like half Korean, half French. Yeah, there was actually in the top 4 of the entire thing, maybe one American on the main roster.
Be honest with me. Are the American players just garbage or what?
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, they're not garbage. The thing is, it's not that they're bad. It's that the other players are just
They're like
more
freaks
capable
of nature.
They're just, dude, like if you see these clips, you don't believe it. Like there's one player who has. Have you played Widowmaker? Have you ever played it?
I play Widowmaker too, yeah.
The guy has games where he's 85% headshot accuracy. That means every shot, 85% of every shot he's taking is a headshot.
Dude, I'll say, I've watched like
with
Overwatch.
like 70% scope. That means 70% of the times he scopes, it hits. And out of that 70%, 85% of those is a headshot.
Yeah, I've like watched pro Overwatch players, and like some of them, it's like these guys aren't even human. Like their reaction, like the way they just spin that shit to like shoot someone is just like. I'm just right-clicking shit, dude. What the fuck?
It's because they're really good at Osu. They're so good at Osu that Osu is like directly translates into just a bunch of flashing shit coming at your face with incredibly difficult mechanical decisions.
Wait, are they really?
Yeah, no, like practicing Osu is actually huge for getting good at aiming in Overwatch.
Is that what people do?
And well, not just Osu, but now they have other games that are a little more specific to training in shooters. So they're specifically designed to challenge the same sensitivities and motions that pro shooters do.
Yeah, I'll say, like, watching
awesome.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched, like, pro Overwatch or some shit, like, just watch some of the shots these people make. It's like they're fucking aimbotting. Like, I swear to God, the way that they flick that shit is just, like...
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, apparently the CS guys are apparently even faster with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently like CS Opera it's on another level, honestly. Like if you watch it, you actually have because C9, the London team, they have Cloud9 CS:GO team, so they actually had some of the Cloud9 players play against the Overwatch League guys. But they didn't actually get the DPS to do it, which was unfortunate. But still, you could see how good the CS:GO guys are when it comes to aiming. I mean, they're probably a bit better when it comes to aim than the Overwatch guys because the game's been around longer.
Hey, let me ask you that. Which game do you think is more difficult, League or, like, shooters in general? Because I've always, like, I've had respect for shooters because I could never play a shooter at a competitive level. I know no matter how hard I train, watching these people, what they do with their mouse is just like, I'm going to break my fucking wrist trying to do this shit.
Well, here's the thing, though. Overwatch is not a shooter. If you can play Winston...
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. All right, fair enough.
You can play Winston. If you can play Brigitte, like, you have way many characters that allow you to actually be really good without actually playing a mechanically intensive role.
Yeah.
So you can be really good at that game. So I think it's more like an action-based RPG. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's not so much of a shooter. But, I mean, I think for me, shooters are harder because I don't have the mechanical ability, but I think like the strategy of a game like League or a more slow-paced game where you can just sit back and be like, I got 30 seconds before that wave crashes. That's a lot of time for me to think about what to do next.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like, I'm basing. I have literally 8 seconds where I should do nothing. Like, it is optimal to do nothing right now. Like, shit like that. So you have way more time to think about the game.
Alright, I'll say I like that a lot about Overwatch, actually. It's like, if I ever wanted... I remember when the game first came out, I played the fuck out of McCree. He was broken as fuck. I absolutely loved it. I remember I play against some of the people that, like, stream, and some of the, like... I don't think they're professional players anymore, but I played against a lot of those guys. That champion got nerfed into the ground. Or he didn't get nerfed into the ground, but I think... I was talking about it today. Someone told me that they lowered the damage on his, like, right click, so you can't insta-kill everything in front of you anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sucks. I gotta use my brain. And they made it so, like, you have damage fall off now, so you're basically not a sniper with a fucking revolver. So that sucks too.
Oh yeah, no, those are the original changes.
Yeah.
That's what you played, McCree. I remember you could literally right-click someone and they'd kill them without...
Have you seen Brigitte? Have you seen that new hero, though?
I've seen her, but I don't know what she does.
So here's the thing they did was they I think it's a Swedish name with German pronunciation, so that's already super confusing. But the character literally just has a shield and a whip, and all she does is attack and heal and shield. And think of it like when you're trying to get in on somebody, but there's a Rammus there. That's kind of what it is. And when Rammus would do tremors, it heals you.
Yeah, so it's like a Janna ulti that pulsated to push you out over and over.
No, it doesn't pulsate. I'm just saying that it just does damage and heals. It doesn't do anything. It just sits there damaging, stunning you, and killing you without doing anything.
How is the balance in Overwatch? Is that like, because in League, like some of the balance changes, I don't know if it's true in Overwatch, but like, you hear a lot of the time, balance teams fucking brain dead. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Like, is it different in Overwatch League? Or people like, nice, balance team nailed it again. Great patch this time.
I think the balance team is actually has a different job. It's a much different job altogether, because in Overwatch, or rather in League, it's a lot more structured, right? You're like, all right, well, Hackerim's probably going to be played top lane, and he's going to be, or in the jungle, and he's going to be used with these items, and this is kind of how it's going to run, so we have to think about Hackerim in this context, and this is what he can do as a champion. Whereas in Overwatch, you could be the worst player on the worst character, but if people aren't looking at you, you can actually carry an entire fight by yourself. Like, there's a lot more X factor going on in every single battle in Overwatch. Like, people can just be bad and miss every single shot, and that's just going to be off. Like, Syndra misses Q, W, E. All right, still press R. Like, you're still doing something, right? Like, I think Zoe is a similar thing. I don't know what she does, but definitely looks like
OP,
press R and win. And so the balance becomes a lot more like, all right, what do people complain about the most? And then the rest will just balance itself out through gameplay. Like, there's really no way where you can be worried about, oh, if we overtune this hero, it's going to be used in this role, in this crazy specific strategy. Like, there's no items, there's no runes, or no masteries. It's just aiming, and you go.
By the way, wait, I googled Brigitte, but I didn't know how to spell her, so I misspelled her with like an E instead of an I think. The first thing that pops up is this general discussion forum thread, a breakdown on why Brigitte is broken. And then there's just 6 other forum posts beneath that talking about how OP she is.
It's because Tracer was super OP, and she's directly a counter to Tracer. So instead of nerfing Tracer, they just made somebody to counter her so that now it'll be even. So it's kind of like the Dota approach, where you just balance OP by adding another OP.
Yeah, let me ask you, do you like the job that the balance team, do you like the balance of Overwatch? Do you think that they do a good job of how the game is? Or has it been a time where you're like, this is so what the fuck are these guys doing?
I mean, the thing is, I don't play as a team, so it's a lot harder. I play solo queue, right? So the thing that's really shitty is when you are up against a good Widowmaker and you don't have a person that plays Widowmaker on your team. You are not going to play the game. You're literally going to sit in your spawn with somebody that it's clearly in your face, like a mile away, just shooting at you, and there's not a single person that can switch to a character to shoot him back.
Wait, you can't counter a Widowmaker without having an equally good one on your team?
If the other Widowmaker is really good, you're probably going to need to be super coordinated to dive them, or have another Widowmaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, I'd imagine that there's a lot of spots for like a sniper type character to just set up, and if you don't have something with equal range, I don't know.
Oh, it's not even like the setup; it's the fact that they move. Like, it's the mobility that's actually the biggest factor about it, because she's really mobile as a sniper.
Oh, so you can't just like pick her.
Like, oh, dude, because what she has a hook, right? So it's like Batman, where she shoots up to the roof and literally flies through the air, and in the air can scope and do a shot.
Wait, people can make those kinds of shots?
Dude, there was a dude in the Overwatch League doing that did that with a 180. He did a 180 no.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, I need to watch Overwatch. Apparently, I can't believe people are. Because I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she has the grappling hook. So they grapple, because it shoots you up into the air.
Yeah.
And they just, pop a shot off, land, and then grapple again and do the thing.
That's one of like the biggest cores of like if you want to be a pro Widowmaker, that's one of the moves you have to do because what happens is both Widowmakers launch into the air and then they aim at each other in that microsecond in this like when they're in the sky floating, they have to aim at each other to take each other down or like aim somebody else down. So they have maybe one shot to take when they do that, and it's super important to being a Widowmaker because if you win that shot, you're essentially winning the map.
Jeez.
That one shot, Jesus.
Well, not the map, but the fight.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of ridiculous too. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I play so much League. Nothing I say in League sounds cool. Like, yeah, I just farmed this CS and I'm out farming him. I bought my BF sword and now I'm winning my way. Nothing like that. It's like, oh my god, you got that 10 CS up on him, dude. But hearing that kind of shit's like, damn. That is.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's why I feel like League. I can understand why Overwatch League is doing so well because it's just so much better as a spectator sport. Like I said, I didn't think the spectator client's like that good, but I think that it is a better spectator sport because there's a lot of more cool shit happening.
What makes it better? Like, is it because in your space you hear more about it, or what?
Just because, like, in my eyes, I've played League for so long. A lot of the shit you see isn't like I remember Dom tweeted about this, but it was like a 14-0 Akali, and the casters were like going ape shit. It's like, oh my god, Akali one-shot this guy. What is going on? He's one-shotting everyone. It's like the champion's 14-0. She's absolutely disgusting because she's horrendously broken. It's not like any skills involved in that, but when I hear like Widowmakers are like fucking shooting hook shots, getting 360 no scopes, all this shit, it's like, what is going on, dude?
Well, that's because like League is, I guess, what kind of sport is more like? League is more like an actual race of a sport where your past actions actually directly determine what's happening. Whereas in Overwatch, you die. I'm like, all right, I'm back at it again. We're back to square one. It's constant. The snowball factor of Ultimate is really nowhere near as big as, oh shit, I'm 2 levels down. I have access to half of the map, and I have the wrong runes. I have the wrong setup. Like, you literally started wrong. The race did not start, and you were able to fuck up before it. Like, that's why the negative scale exists in math, so you know you can make a mistake before shit actually begins.
Yeah, I'll say, like, I think League is a great game. And, I mean, they're, like, fixing, like, pacing issues. And next season, they said they're going to do a lot of shit. But that's definitely why I can respect other esports is I think they have a lot of things going. I mean, they're completely different games, obviously, too. But they do a lot of things right that, who knows, maybe League can do, too. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, every game needs to learn from each other. Like right now, it's kind of like Xbox and PlayStation in 2010. It's the same shit. Like, oh no, like mine's better than yours. Like my pre-release is at midnight. Mine's at 11 p.m. So like what?
No, I think that's great for the consumer, like, and the viewers, for us, because like that kind of like, you know, battle is always better for the consumer, right?
Yeah.
And like for instance, I think League has always been stupidly good at visual clarity. Like they're the game that goes above and beyond when it comes to, if you watch a fight or if you watch something like the game, you know that X champion did Y move.
Really? I don't get that. I think Zoe was the opposite of that.
I think visually you knew what she was doing except for her.
No, what?
No, I'll say like when her W and the movement speed passive. I know a lot of people, they'd watch Zoe who didn't play League and they'd be like, what the fuck is going on? She's fucking all over the place.
So I've been trying to look at, because that's what happened. I actually stopped playing and even purposely chose not to look at Zoe to try to see if I could figure it out. And you can't tell what she's stealing abilities. That's the thing. Like,
okay. Aside from but when it comes to like the item drop on the ground, it's visually clear. It's only the W that's bad. But generally everything else, like they've done really subtle things. And one of the things I always point out is like, when we used to play, they didn't do this. But when someone ignites you, you don't know who ignited you. If there's 3 people around you with ignite, you have no idea. They made subtle color hues depending on the team that go from champion to you. Very, very subtle. But you can notice it if you're watching, so you can tell which of the ignites they use to you. And especially if you're a viewer, you can tell a lot easier. And like I'm telling you, League has gotten so like they stress visual clarity above almost anything else because I think they understand this is the biggest reason why people want to watch. Or like the entertaining game is half the battle, the other half is like getting people to understand what's going on.
The biggest thing is actually you need to know, as a broadcaster, you need to know how to transfer the most efficient information visually. Like sound is barely even important. If they can understand it with their eyes, like you'll consume way more data that way than if you hear it. So the more visual clarity there is, the more you actually connect with your audience. So it's just going to go more towards visual to the point where, fuck it, we might not even need sound. Just watch it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because I watch League. I turn on. I mute that shit. Like, I love the casters.
You don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need to hear that shit. You just need to watch it. Because usually, like, most of the shit that's being said or, like, most of the, like, sounds of it, they don't make a difference. I just want to see what's happening and just, like, listen to something else pretty much. So, but I love the casters. But I'd say, like, I gotta make sure to always throw that in. I love the casters, but yeah, like I said,
which caster do you love? No.
Who's my? Be a little bit. You want to know who my favorite caster is?
Yeah,
my favorite caster is by far Azale. I love Azale. Like,
really?
Yeah, something about his voice just like speaks to me. The way that he talks is like, Crumbz. Who do you respect as a league? Because you're an Overwatch caster. Do you have any league casters you respect? Do you love the way Freak cast games? Do you love like who's someone that you look up to?
Probably not casters. I don't think I look up to anybody like it's specifically in a field.
There's no League of Legends caster. You're like, that guy, the way he casted that team, that was beautiful. The way those words that he strung together just tugged at my heartstrings.
I mean, I've heard casts like that from multiple people, but I don't think there's a specific one that I'm like, man, I can't wait to emulate that. When I go, like, I'm doing this cast in the name of this man. Like, I want to make sure that this one goes out to everybody. Make sure that somebody tweeted at him, let him know what he thinks of it.
Is there any League caster that you enjoy or enjoyed? 'Cause you say you watch a little bit of League.
I think the two casters that I remember specifically thinking, here's somebody that actually knows like Rusty from the LPL, because he knew like a specific matchup information that I don't think any other casters really talk about, because most casters are like, I don't know what this matchup looks like, because they don't actually play at those levels in those matchups, whereas he actually was able to mention that one. So it was maybe last year, but that was the one that really stood out for me.
Who was it? You didn't say his name. Give me the name.
I said Rusty. What do you mean?
Oh, his name's Rusty. Oh, yeah. I didn't even know who the fuck.
Oh my god!
I didn't know who the fuck that was. I thought you were saying you were a little rusty. I was like,
no. Holy shit!
No,
I was saying it was me.
Yeah, no, I don't know any. Sky, go to the next fucking question.
You know, let's
wait. I want to tell you guys a story. I don't think you guys know this. I really don't think you guys know this, which I really hope you don't. But you guys remember when you had to play the first year of the LCS with DJ Lambo?
The Hecarim player. I remember.
I think so, yeah.
Do you remember? It was like season 1 or 2 where the LCS, like I had to leave for a family emergency to go, and you guys played, right?
Yeah, I remember.
All right.
Now.
That was not a family emergency.
You slide dog. What was it? Because we got fucking rolled, if I remember.
I'm gonna say it in the most how should I say it? I'm gonna say it in the most vulgar way possible, just for comedic effect. But I left to Smash.
Oh my god!
Dude, let me say, we played with DJ Lambo, and if I remember correctly, we got fucking rolled. Yeah, it was.
I remember watching it. Well, because DJ Lambo wasn't even the least of the problems. You guys played like Fizz Karthus or some shit. Did you guys even practice?
No, I remember we do practice, and he sounded so timid because I remember we were doing some stupid shit, and he was like, what's what am I supposed to do here? And it was like, don't worry, dude, we're going to carry, you just got to farm. And then we get to the LCS stage. If I remember right, we all just fed our ass off, and DJ Lambo is just like, guys, like, this is his first LCS preview, and we're just all getting fucking annihilated. You went to go smash. You mother. How did we do that season? It didn't even matter in the end, right?
Maybe like 4th.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe 4th.
I mean, it sounds like it was worth it, so whatever. I just remember, like, we got fucking obliterated.
Yeah, we got annihilated.
I watched it. I made sure to have internet so I could watch it.
Oh.
Dude, I swear to God, you came back too, and you're like, how you guys do or some bullshit like that. We were just like, I think I remember saying we missed you, dude, or some shit like that. I just remember it was painful. So, thank you for that one, Crumbz. I'm glad that you could have done that.
I'd rather live in ignorance now. Wait, that was what the scene was like back then. People are like, how professional was season 1 and 2? I'd be like, you hear about my teammate who left for a girl? Just told us he had a family emergency.
Come on, we didn't have a coach. We didn't have a manager.
Yeah, this was like back in the day.
Dude, you and I had to literally go to the water place in Long Beach and pay for the fucking water bill. So I think we can have a little more excuses.
Yeah, you guys had to go to the utility building to actually hand pay. You had to hand the fucking person the utility
and they
bill.
only take cash too. So you have to go.
Oh yeah, that place is so random. Like they you had to either mail them or they took cash because their internet wasn't set up yet at the time. And I was like, this is so stupid.
Dude, the good old days on Dig, I love that shit, man. We could go on and on about all the good times on Dig and all the shit that happened, but it's probably not worth talking about. So there's a lot of shit that happened though, but it's good to hear that you got your smash on. Hey, Scar, give me another question.
Wait, hold up a sec. Overwatch League has been wildly successful on the business front, gathering large sponsorships left and right. We talked a little bit about the buy-ins for these new teams. What has Blizzard done better than Riot in the franchise model?
I mean, you start with what it is at the core, right? What is LoL Esports? It is a marketing tool for Riot, for League of Legends. It's not trying to make money.
Sure. I always thought of it as like
it's good enough to stand on its own and make money. And they only realized that after people told them that it was good enough to make money, but people didn't understand it. So that's what happened with them. Whereas Overwatch League were like, hey, we see that other people are doing it, and it's good enough to make money. Maybe if we started ourselves and decide to make money with it from the start, it'll make money. And so that's how they started it. And then they're like, well, it does work.
Let me ask.
It's actually. Wait, Kitty, go for it.
I was gonna say, do you feel like Riot's too far gone now? Because it always feels weird that people talk about Overwatch League. They got all these sponsors. They start listing them all, and then Riot Games is it's a huge fucking game. Who's the sponsor? I mean, they got American Express right now for Worlds.
No, it's
MasterCard.
It's their biggest sponsorship.
Yeah, but before that, they had Jersey Mike's. Any of you guys ever eat at Jersey Mike's? Yeah, that's the exact. Wait, let me say that's the exact reaction. Overwatch League, they got fucking
Toyota.
Yeah,
you have Toyota.
They got a bunch of shit everyone's heard of, and then League of Legends, Jersey Mike's fucking stuff. Let me say.
I think.
Wait. Before you say that, let me say I went to LCS first. The first game of LCS this year, they had a Jersey Mike's stand. No one was manning it. It was just a bunch of sandwiches left out on the hot, sunny California day. I grabbed one of them. And they were if they're trying to advertise these sandwiches, they were the most fucking putrid things. I don't know if they just left them out the whole fucking day. The bread was stale. The stuff inside was getting soggy. It's just Come on, Riot.
Dude, I like Jersey Mike's.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, let me say, I've never eaten at Jersey Mike's.
Okay,
That was my
Subway. What's better? Is it better than Subway?
It's better than Subway, but Subway's cheaper.
like. I imagine Jersey Mike's is pretty good, but I'm just saying the way that Riot handle they're giving these sandwiches out. Have someone man the fucking booth. And don't just have him sitting outside the whole day. Because I went in, the booth was there, unmanned. I left to do some fucking talking bullshit, and the booth was still there, unmanned. They're literally just leaving it out there.
Well, so here's the thing, though, where I think this might be coming from, and this comes from the other two things that I was working on. I think there's a lot of people in esports that are not professional.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Really to the complete opposite, where you're like, whoa, is this the professional reject camp? Where is it everybody? Is everybody here now? Dude, it's brutal out there. Just things like emails. Just things like emails are just beyond anybody's comprehension of how email etiquette. Dude, I was taking email etiquette lessons when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah, but let me say, shouldn't you be happy they're at least emailing? Because, like you said, that utility place didn't even take mail or email. You had to mail it in.
I would hope it's more than that.
Yeah, but dude. I'm saying, come on, that's not that. Is that bad?
Wait, but okay, so Cutie, who would you want to see sponsor the LCS? What do you think is the best sponsor that you could put together? If you could pick any company, you're like, all right. What is the perfect union? LCS goes hand in hand with what?
Doritos or some shit. Taco Bell, Doritos, McDonald's. I'm serious. You don't think that'd be a good? I feel like you get Taco Bell, Doritos, LCS.
Oh, actually, that'd be pretty sick, dude.
I feel like that's the target demographic. Dude, if Taco Bell sponsored LCS and they had Taco Fiesta fucking Fridays, I'd go to the LCS every Friday, get some free tacos.
Hell yeah, dude! I like that.
Crumbz, what are you looking perplexed about?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Taco Bell. I don't know how. I haven't eaten Taco Bell in a long time.
Yeah,
I was thinking more along Coca-Cola,
Oh, you're talking about bigger companies than Taco Bell? Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah. That's a great one. I don't fucking know. What do kids use nowadays? Epic Games sponsors the LCS. That'd be awesome.
That would be so funny.
Dude, if Fortnite bought a sponsorship for Riot Games, that would crack me the fuck up, dude.
That would be the world I want to live in.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, dude, those kinds of things, if I saw that shit, but Jersey Mike, I love food.
Okay, take that. You know that mentality that you have right now, and you're like, yeah, I love this shit. Now imagine if you were 20 years older, had $10 million, and you were the actual owners. There would be people looking at the decisions these companies are making, be like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Who's behind these decisions to put Jersey Mike sandwiches out in the stars and let them hang out in the sun? It's the same thing happening. It's just people with ideas that just got all this money that decided to throw shit together.
Yeah, I'll say, I've heard from people that, there's a lot of people who have no fucking idea what they're doing. And I can definitely understand that because some of the decisions, now I'll say, all I do is fucking play video games, so I'm not the head authority of what should and shouldn't be done. But some of the decisions I see being made is this is fucking stupid. What the fuck are these people on? Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? And whether or not it's a good idea or not, I'm sure these companies have the analytics and stuff to back it up. Look at this data. We're doing great, man. It's fucking fantastic, but yes.
Well, it's because their kids are begging their dads about Fortnite now, and then they're like, all right, what is esports? And then that's how they start learning about it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think, back to the original topic, I think Overwatch League is, they're so successful at selling sponsorships, right? They have, they have the biggest financial lead, competent league. So everyone wants to be get in on this golden goose. And you see Riot Games, and I know for a fact everyone's losing money. The salaries are super inflated this year, And Overwatch League salaries actually sucked ass. Like I talked to people about it, and what ended up happening was the good players are getting double or triple their salary next year because obviously the league.
What?
Salary, yeah, I heard they're doubling.
Hey, why did we stop fucking playing? Jesus, man.
That's
Every
what I'm
time, every
saying,
time,
dude.
like, what is this?
Wait, do you know around what?
Sub me. You know how much I'd wish to be a player and just be benched. Put me on the bench.
I heard Overwatch League players are
bench.
About like
bench play. Yeah.
Baseline six figures. I would say the average NALCS salary is above that, and I think that the average Overwatch League salary is below. And I think I've been told that there's a chance that like at some point the league salaries are just gonna burst. That they've been inflated for too long, and people are gonna when it happens, players are not gonna be happy losing like 40% of their salary.
Yeah, let me say the league salaries. When I hear some of them, it's just like this shit makes no fucking sense with how a league is doing and the salaries they're getting. Like
I know some coaches that are making $250,000.
Yeah, that shit. I can understand. Okay, I'll say I can understand if a coach is like making $250,000, but some of the players, the numbers.
Because it's like players that have lurked around, but like just on the edge of Challenger, barely touching LCS here and there, and then out of nowhere they're like $700K. Like what?
Yeah, like some of these guys, you're just scraping the bottom of the barrel for them, and it's like, dude, the amount that they're making is like. Again, I don't know the analytics behind it, and obviously someone that's more knowledgeable is like, this is totally worth it, man. This is a good deal right here. We gotta pay him this much. It's
just everyone's coming in with money and everyone's losing. And I think that like one of the things I heard about NALCS that's really interesting was that it's not a collaborative experience. It should be that like new teams enter the league and everyone works together to get sponsorships, and the league gets sponsored as well, right? And everyone makes money. That's how franchises work, right? But like, what it actually is that like everyone just competes for the same sponsors, and the people like undercut each other all the time, and like there's no there's no figure at the very top being like, stop doing this shit, work together.
Yeah, is that actually how franchises work? I don't know anything about that, but like
the main reason these franchises, like everyone invests in the league pays back out to the organizations a percentage of what they make. You know, and then both things prosper, right?
Well, I think what happens is that Riot began as literally an indie company, right? It's a meme, but they're a small indie company that hit one game. Well, two if you count Mechs and Minions, which apparently is a good game. But
it's insane, really good.
Yeah, apparently it's a fun game. But then you have Blizzard, which is not just Blizzard, right? Which is a company that's been around way longer, that has done esports before, that has actually been able to feel esports maybe die, kind of like StarCraft. But it's also Activision, which does MLG, which does Call of Duty, which is a super popular and majorly storied game that has such a wealth of experience when it comes to marketing, selling Call of Duty. Like, these guys have so much experience in that. And then you combine that together where it's Activision Blizzard pushing all their efforts into, all right, let's sell this, versus Riot Games that just has this initial product without any story behind it. It's going to be a lot harder for them to know exactly what it is they have here and how to sell it.
Right, but that comes at a big problem. Like, that comes at a big price. And, like, the price that I'm hearing and the problem that I'm hearing is that there are now teams that you can buy in the LCS franchise. That there are now teams up for sale.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I do not think that is a good thing. And I don't necessarily know if this is public yet.
It's not even the first year, and it's already.
That's why that shit doesn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to end up franchising and just revert back to the old ways of like, all right, we got a team in here. Who wants to buy this shit? Because I'm fucking out, dude.
No, it's more like they don't believe in the business model and they want out. And so I think that's actually crazy. So, and that's really bad for the League franchise model. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope that, like, in the future, like, League does well, because I think Overwatch League, dude, me and Kitty were shitting on Overwatch League when it first came out. Haha, this game.
Yeah, I was not a believer. I was like, this shit's going to crash and burn. And then.
And now, like, they're laughing because they're the most successful franchise league in the world. And literally the buy-in for that league, like, cumulative buy-in, I think is over $200 million. And it's like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, like, I look at Overwatch League, and then I look at League, and I'm just like, fuck.
Well, hey, it's huge in China. In Asia, League is like I still see League alive and kicking more.
Oh no, League is alive and kicking, and the franchise league is in A is the one that's like doing questionable. I know in China, like I don't know too much about China, but I know that there's just too many people playing. Like if you have to cut up the player base, 80% live in China, maybe more. So like that's why we'll never have a Worlds that will be on in A time because Worlds always needs to cater to the biggest audience, and that is Asia.
Yeah, that kind of sucks though, because I can't watch that shit. It's in the middle of the fucking night for me. Yeah. How is it like?
I got lucky with 1 a.m. Cloud9 game. That was it.
Yeah, that was what I watched too.
Oh, you guys watched that? I watched the final game. I don't even remember what it was because I tuned into it and then I immediately turned it off.
A post-match Reddit thread's good enough.
Yeah. Honestly, wake up every morning and I just look, who got upset? And I'm like, GT lost, that's funny. Or like, C9 won, that's funny.
Oh, I've been watching Worlds, yeah.
Do you guys think we're a little jaded though because we've played the game for so long, or do you think that's how most people feel? Because that's the thing. I'm not sure if like I'm just jaded.
I think we're jaded. Sure.
I think we're jaded. I think most people think both the games are amazing. Like everybody that I talk to that is not a professional that follows a game likes all esports and thinks everything is great. They're never really.
Well, even the people like. It's just like I don't consider like the play-in stage is not the stage I get interested in. For me, like I get interested in group stage and past. So I know a lot of professional players and a lot of people associated with teams that aren't watching play-ins that much, and because it's just not that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people that are on professional teams that don't even fucking play League of Legends.
Do you remember, dude, you know how do you remember how there was a split where one of the teams, I think it was Apex, they didn't scrim for they were just down in the dumps and they didn't scrim for a week. They're like, you know what, we're gonna try a new strategy altogether. No practice.
Oh, it's A&X. They got to a 70s, dude.
No. And then not just that, not in Worlds, but in NALCS. Like when Apex, I think it was Apex, they just chose not to practice for a whole week, and like for the next 2 weeks, they just chose that no practice and just crushed it. They didn't. I don't think they dropped maps just from no practice.
Yeah,
I think that actually might be the way League is. Like the less you think about it, the better you're off.
I think you pump yourself in with so much information, you need some time to like decompress.
Yeah,
and with how hardcore the scrimmage, the weekly schedule is, like you don't get that resting time,
Well, that's the thing. I'm not convinced that playing so long actually makes you good.
Oh hell no! I think most. Oh, you think it does, Scar?
I think it does, but I think it has large diminishing returns. But I think that because there hasn't been a scientific formula figured out for the most optimal way, the kind of throw your head into the wall, burn as many hours as possible is the way that most people do it.
It causes the highest
chance. Yeah, it causes the highest chance of burnout for players, which is only bad if you're a country which has a low amount of player skill in your region. But if you're a country like Korea where they don't need to upkeep player skill for longer than a year and a half or 2 years, who cares if people burn out, right? Because they'll shine the brightest to get you the highest chance of winning Worlds.
Well, I think it's this burnout in Korea. Like when a Korean burns out, it's like their life essence has exhausted. Like they have truly put everything that is in there, and they are at the bottom of the bear. Like they are just down in the dumps. Like that is what the Korean exhaustion looks like when they cannot play anymore. Like an American exhaustion, like when the scrim practice is like, ah, shit, that was a rough scrim. I'm tilted. All right, I'm done. Like.
I can't.
Dude, I have to watch my Korean friends that not even in League. Like, I watch them excel, not in things that require technology, like programming, trading, stocks, all this shit. In every aspect of technology, it's the same shit. They're just as good at devoting themselves so much that it's not even close to what other people try.
Are you saying that Koreans are the master race, Crumbz? What do you get at?
No.
In a way, a master race of technology. Yeah.
I just think on the dedication aspect, I hear a lot about people who are like, yeah, I'm really dedicated to the game. And I look at them, I'm like, are you? Really? Some of the players I see don't play other things. They don't focus on other things. They have nothing else. And they're monsters at the game. And even if they're not monsters, even if they're just good, imagine how bad they'd be if they didn't do that. Like, they'd be terrible, you know? So they got their, like, average skill level up to a good standard just by being so dedicated.
Well, I have a friend who does stocks and trading, right? And he says, like, I'm going to do this. I'm dedicated to it. Like, his dedication, to him, dedication means you don't keep track of your sleep. Like, sleep schedule is a secondary thing. It's like, I will sleep when my body falls asleep. I will not plan. Like, there's no plan. The plan is do it until my body says no, then go back and do it and go back, and just that's how it works.
See, that's the thing is, I feel like if someone did that with League, I agree, there's diminishing returns, and I personally think after a certain point, it's probably, you're like probably going in reverse. Like, if you're playing 12 hours a day, if you play 12 hours a day every single day, like some people, that shit doesn't work, and they're just gonna get worse doing that shit, because that'll just start fucking rotting your brain. Is like, you're not even like thinking, you're just going through the motions after a certain point. And I think a lot of people do experience that, of just going through the motions, but I think I saw what you're trying to say in remember when SKT won, or when SKT won Worlds in LA?
Yeah, I was gonna say which time.
The first one they won. I think we were always, I don't know if that was that or the TPA match, but we were sitting together. I remember watching that, and I thought, okay, this is what peak League of Legends looks like, and I know that if I were to put like 3 years of my life into this, I won't get there. So let's quit now. That's when I was like, all right, let's start transitioning away from playing to something else.
Crumbz, what kind of fucking story is that? I thought you were gonna give some heartfelt story. Yeah, I was ready for something like the training montage.
You gotta know when to pull out. You gotta know when to fold. Sometimes these bad.
I can't.
Right.
I respect that, dude. Knowing when to fold them is very important.
All right, so don't remember season 1 fucking LCS, and then tell me you watch Faker play at his prime of the first time you play, and you tell me you thought you were close.
Hell no.
tell me you're like, all right, next.
Dude, the best thing about him coming to NA, every single person that played against Faker made a YouTube video about it. I made a YouTube video about it. Like, Cutie got like 010 made a fucking YouTube video about
wait. Let me say, though, his jungler was a fucking... I had the jungler of SKT on my team. That guy was complete dog shit. I don't remember who it was.
They won Worlds that year.
Yeah, I know they won Worlds that year, but I'm saying, like... I don't remember. Maybe it was Bangi. It was someone. He played Lee Sin and he fed his ass off. I'm just going to say that right now.
But no, it was
trying
insane.
To save face after all this
like the reason like some people got really popular. I remember when Yasuo really popped off was when he solo killed Faker. Like, that was like a big turning point for his career, dude. Like, killing Faker jump started his career alongside his editor. Isn't that insane?
Like Febiven, right? When he kills Faker, like, all right, well, now you're definitely...
Yeah, exactly. Now he's, Western Faker. That thing, like, that's how good the guy was back then.
Yeah, now we don't have anything like that. Now he's
not at Worlds.
Yeah, he's not even at fucking Worlds anymore. Hey, that happens. I mean, like you said, maybe it's the burnout. Maybe it's his team's garbage. Who knows, dude? Scar, next question.
I don't think it's garbage.
All right, hold on.
It might not be garbage. It might just be his team. I don't actually know because I haven't watched Korea.
All right. There's been a lot of talks about Overwatch League having too many games, and you know what? Let's fucking skip this. This is boring. You suddenly go back in time, and you can go professional in another video game genre. What type of game do you choose?
Shooter and transition to Fortnite.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't even, literally no seconds spent on that, dude. Scar, come up with a better question. I answer that shit in half a second.
Jeez. Yeah, that's literally my answer. Shooter, go to Fortnite.
wait, really?
What do you mean, really?
Okay, all right, do you know the price pools for Fortnite and the amount of effort you need to put in? Think of it like this. You get to put no scrim time, yet make like 8 times as much money.
Sky, they put $20 million into esports, not even until the end of this year. And
with online tournaments, you could even make that money online. You wouldn't even need to leave your own computer.
I would have chosen something different, but I'm very glad that you guys both like Fortnite so much.
What would you have? Well, it's not even of liking Fortnite. It's like you see it as it's like a branch, right? It's a branch of a tree that you're climbing. You're like, oh, well, that's the branch. That's it. That's where the bananas are at.
But I like climbing the branch that's got like the very rare fruit. It's like, oh, this is what the fuck grows on trees? These are like the really rare like cherries or some shit. Like
no one wants those cherries down at the base of the tree. Everyone wants bananas.
I want the cherries.
Sky, you're going for the low hanging fruit right now.
I'm going for the hard fruit. I will if I could choose another genre and be as good or better in that genre, I would have gone with fighting games. I think I really enjoy Yes, I actually think they're super enjoyable, especially at the highest level.
Yeah, I actually think if I wasn't trying to sell my soul, I think probably if I had to choose a different game aside from League, probably fighting games too. Yeah, I think that they have a good community, and I think that the games feel fulfilling 1v1.
Yeah.
Wait, Crumbz, if you weren't trying to sell your soul, would you still choose Fortnite? Do you play Fortnite at all?
So let me tell you my history with Battle Royale games.
Okay.
I only played one game of PUBG. I played it, and I chased the other person down and just beat them down with my fist. That's the only thing that I did. I did not let them stop moving, and just like, until they stopped, and then they picked up a gun, and then I jumped Superman them, and then just kept punching faster than their bullets, and that was my first game. And then I tried to do the same thing in Fortnite. That didn't work, so I then uninstalled it.
Damn, you just uninstalled it like that. You had no you didn't see Ninja popping off and I'm gonna get on Fortnite, dude. Let's start it. None of that. You're just like, fuck this game. You didn't.
I don't like children.
You don't like children?
I don't think I like high pitched. Because the thing is here's the thing. I can't tell. I have no basis of what a child is, and I know that they're in Fortnite.
Yeah, dude. Let me.
I heard a dude. I was playing Overwatch with a guy whose voice sounded like he was, a jazz singer from the 30s, and turned out it was a 15-year-old child. And I was like, I don't what if you sound like my grandfather after 12 cigarettes? How do I know what's real? How do I if I'm online here and I have to hear you talk, and then I'm having you argue with me about some stupid shit, but I don't know if you're 12 or 50, that's gonna be a problem.
I can understand.
You just don't like kids?
Well, no, that's not that I don't like kids. It's that logic. That how do I argue with you if I don't know? If I don't know who you are, I try to play mute. If I don't play on mute, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to say shit that's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to be confrontational with someone if you don't know. I once, if I was having an.
My mom, right?
Yeah.
How do you know if that's a 12-year-old coming from a 12-year-old? It's a very different thing than it's coming from a 42-year-old man.
Yeah, some of the shit people say in League, it's dude, what are you, fucking brain dead? What if the guy is brain dead? Dude, you don't got any fucking arms or some shit? And what if he doesn't have arms? You don't know where the limit is? I know where Crumbz is coming from. If you're arguing with a 15-year-old, it's some shit's off limits. If he's 15, it's he doesn't need to be hearing this shit.
You're just saving their ears. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a while to wrap my head around it.
They're supple ears.
I can understand that. But yeah, I think if I chose to go back in time, fighting games, if I actually cared about the game, Fortnite if I didn't give a shit.
Nah, dude, there's no way you would go to fighting games, because in fighting games you're by yourself. You would literally never have anybody to blame.
Yeah, but
there's no way you'd go to fighting games.
I'm completely okay with that.
No, but I'm not you, Scar. I think Cutie wouldn't go.
No, dude, I've tried playing fighting games. Let me say something. I love blaming people. Passing the blame is one of the best things to do just in general, because it's always good to never take responsibility for anything. But I've learned from my years as growing up, sometimes you got to take the blame. Sometimes it's necessary. So I started playing fighting games. They're pretty fun. The community seems nice. Like, the community is a lot better than League of Legends community. I could tell you that one. Yeah. Like, let me ask you, actually, I don't think we asked this, but how's the Overwatch community compared to the League community? Because you remember...
I don't think I have been welcomed in by the Overwatch League community.
Oh.
So I don't know. At least online, because in person it's very different. Like, everything that every reaction that I've had online is starkly different than what it is in person. Like, it's night and day.
Like, online are they... Crumbz, we love you, dude. Great casting in person.
No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. It's the complete... Like, in online, like, in person, I've been in a haunted house in Japan, and I've been recognized. I've been, like, a Mexico water park and been, like... And have people come up to me there, and, like, in person, everyone's so nice and friendly, and I've only ever had one person come up to me and say something negative. But online, it's mostly the opposite. It's just complete negative, with nobody having, or at least nobody leaving their computers and saying that online, or not being able to.
I think the Overwatch scene is pretty toxic. I'm not gonna, not like just the professional scene, but like I hear like playing the game itself is like everyone
voice chat.
Everyone I know is actually like not playing the game. Like literally, what the off season's happening, and they're like anything that we could do to not play Overwatch. You know, a lot of the Overwatch players just started playing WoW. I know this because I play with them. And so I'm just like, what are you guys doing here? Shouldn't you be practicing? Like, no. Thank God.
A lot of them actually come from previously attempted being a pro at League, or they followed League before, so they're actually very familiar with that.
Damn. Well, I'm surprised to hear that the Overwatch community, it seems like whenever I hear of the Overwatch community, it's like very...
It's only toxic against itself. It really, like, I see it liking all other games.
Yeah, they seem so nice. They're always like, Bridget, we like female empowered characters, that kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what you appreciate.
Don't make me.
That's what you are about, cutie female appreciation, really.
No, I
didn't know that your channel
hear me.
Female empowerment.
Hear me out, dude. I'm just saying, whenever I see Overwatch League, they're always like, yeah, dude, I love empowering everyone. Great character design. I love a big manly woman.
I think that's like the Blizzard philosophy, though, that they're just putting into that as opposed to a specific Overwatch thing. Are people from WoW like that too, right? Include everybody, even elves, shit like that.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. WoW is so weird.
Dude, man.
No, WoW is so weird. Like, there's people who play that game, they're doing different things. I play the game to try to get really good at X, Y, Z. They play the game to have a lot of fun pet battling, or have a lot of fun mining, or
dude,
get the best transmogs.
I know what you're talking about. No.
All right, so it's like RuneScape, right? You're taking the things.
Yeah. There's some scenic routes. It's not just all about the in-game progression.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I feel like I've played games for too long. I just want to skip all the cutscenes, fuck all the side quests, fuck all that bullshit. Let me get to the end, finish it, and quit the game. When I see people are I really want to enjoy walking through this forest. I want to walk through this forest and get some cool pictures in this game. It's what the fuck are you doing, dude? Play the fucking game.
So here's right. How much do you think people are? How do I rephrase it? I think now and every day there's people that like the virtual world legitimately more than the real world.
Wait, that's always
to the point where it gets you a boner that much to people, where it's it would only happen in the virtual world kind of thing, where they only really experience happiness.
Wait, let me say, maybe I'm hanging out with the wrong type of people here, but that's the kind of Overwatch community. That's not what I'm talking about. People love the female characters in Overwatch. They're these female characters are this is what a perfect woman is. I love May.
What?
I'm gonna do fan art.
What are you talking about?
Really, what is this?
You guys don't know what I was talking.
live in like fucking people like to live online more than offline. You're talking about
the
perfect body composition.
Oh, right. He's saying that. No, it makes sense. He's saying that like the perfect body is May's body, like the virtual body.
Yeah, they're saying like I'll never find someone like May, so I'd rather spend my life devoted to May as a character than like, come on guys, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, Crumbz. I feel like there's always been those types of people, but I feel like definitely now they've been enabled a lot more than they were before. Because before it's like, you're fucking...
Because we're letting it be okay. We're letting people marry their online waifus.
Yeah, no, it's like not... Virtual, dude, it's not even that. It's like, you got like Twitter, and now they're all following each other, and it's like, check out this cool May art I just made, and it's like, wow, that looks sick, dude. I'm going to petition Blizzard to add this in, and it's like, no one gives a fuck, dude. Play the fucking game. Just go fucking... I see some of this shit and it just drives me crazy. Dude, let me say, that's how I know I'm getting old. I see this shit and it's just like, who gives a fuck, dude? Play. I don't know, man. I know where you're coming from with this topic. This is something near and dear to my heart.
It is bizarre to see it because I think it's so connected to anime where I feel like anime and video games are just becoming this morphed thing that's just, well, I don't know how PG this show is.
Kitty, are you still a Hatsune Miku fan?
I used to listen to her a lot. She's actually my stream icon. I love her, but I've disconnected myself where it's like, I need to devote my life to her. Like, that's the thing.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you moved past that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, like, that's the thing. It's like, you know what? I realized I told someone, I love Miku. And you know what they told me? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is wrong with you? And in that moment of complete shock, I had an epiphany. I was like, wait. He just told me to shut the fuck up, but I love this woman. And I realized then and there, I was like, I gotta stop doing this shit, dude. This ain't okay. But I feel like you don't have those anymore. Like, people talk about like safe spaces and stuff. That shit, we're going into, dude, we're not even talking about video games anymore. I don't even know what
we're well beyond the rift now.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about anymore. But I want to say to the topic, I know where you're coming from. I've been through the same thing. I understand. That shit is interesting.
All right,
I don't even know if that's what I was feeling anymore because I'm not sure what we were talking about. But
dude, Scott, give me another fucking question.
Dude, no, actually, this is great timing because now we can talk about the topic closest and dearest to your heart, the Discord Beyond the Rift.
The Discord Beyond the Rift. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you got questions, we got answers. Make sure not to ask too stupid of a fucking question, but we're going to go and get on the Beyond the Rift Ask Questions, and I'm going to go ahead and read some of them off right now. So, what's up?
All right. I have a serious question before we get into this.
Okay.
Speaking similarly to the lines that we were just talking about, what are your opinions about the cultural obsession with Bowsette?
Bowsette. So I've only seen that. Or is that to Cutie or that's Cutie, right?
It's to both of you, but Cutie I'm most interested in.
I actually have no idea. Like, dude, let me tell you, I know I'm getting old because I see that shit and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, people are like obsessed with this thing and it's just like, you just made Peach into a Bowser outfit. Like, what the
So, you're married now, right, Cutie?
Yeah.
Alright. I think that might be, like, the second you have stability in that department, I think a lot of it becomes like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you're saying once I get the ball and chain? I mean? Yeah, I know. I know
once you get your things, like, you're taken care of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
things like Bowsette are suddenly like, what? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, what is the Bowsette thing? Like, God, I I sound like
I
my
think
fucking
code.
dad talking. What's that Bowsette thing? I sound like a fucking 80-year-old. What is it supposed to be though? Is it just like Peach and Bowser crossed together or what?
Yeah, it was like some weird. It's based on some weird comic they had, and someone made like a art for it, and it just blew up. Super, super big. Blew up like enormously big.
It's fucking stupid.
That's like seeing somebody from Rule 34 become popular, huh?
Yeah. It's fucking
I guess.
Right?
stupid.
That's the same thing, right? It would be as if something was like, oh, that's the most popular thing out of Rule 34, and it's like, wow, well, that's... Man, I really wish I knew what rating this show was, because that was not going to be...
Hey, it's whatever rating you want. Just don't get too graphic. You can say whatever you want, Crumbz.
No, that would have gotten me in trouble for sure.
Alright, fair enough.
This isn't Korea where nobody understands.
Alright, fair enough. Let's go. Discord question and answer segment. We're going to start off with a nice, easy one. So we'll start off with Pamity L wants to know, do you think League is overrated? I guess just everything about League. So I'll start off by saying, I guess what you're asking, is League overrated as like an esport, a game, like everything compared to other games?
Yeah.
I definitely think League deserves where it is right now because the game's fucking amazing. I'll say I definitely think that games like Fortnite, games like Overwatch, they're giving it a run for its money because these are legitimately good games that do a lot of things right that League can take note of. But I still think that League is the top dog when it comes to games. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me here.
Let me answer this question. This is easy. No.
No.
Okay, cool. I thought you asked not to ask stupid questions. Come on.
All right, you not ask.
Yeah, that's
Let me.
not I mean, it's hugely popular. It's massively popular. Like what? No other game is more popular.
Fortnite.
No, it's not.
But in America, I'm talking. This guy wants to know specifically Americans.
But Americans clearly have shown that we don't know shit when it comes to games. Like we're not like, what game are we really the best at besides
Fortnite?
And
Fortnite.
Smash.
We're better at the games that have physical ability.
Smash.
And Fortnite.
Okay, let's next topic.
I thought the Europeans won at Smash.
No, Armada's gone, so now back to NA, baby.
Hey, good shit.
I saw that guy Fox. That looked cool. He wears a massive suit.
Oh, Sonic Fox? Yeah, I like that guy. He wears the fursuit.
Yeah, he rocks that shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
that guy's crazy good. Like actually,
like, it would be
good.
Because it would be so embarrassing for somebody that would be like just stomped in every way. Like you just get crushed in every single capacity. Like if you don't agree with the shit he does, and you get smashed, like that just sends you into an existential spiral.
Yeah, I love watching him play because some of the time he'll beat like a Korean player, and then he'll don on the costume, start dancing around, and just the camera panning to the Korean guy, just like, yeah, he's having an existential crisis. Like I put myself into this game, and it amounted to this. That shit cracks me the fuck up, dude. More power to that guy. Those are the kind of things League needs someone like that. I love the characters.
Yeah, it does. Because I mean, think about it. Like that Korean's gonna go back home to his parents that flew him out there to see what's going on. Be like, all right, what happened? How did you do? It's like I lost. All right, to whom? Like, what did the other person do that lost you? Show me the VOD. Pat Dad's like, I want to see it. And then has to watch that. Like,
yeah, that's
doing a lot.
I would love for that shit. Let's go now. This would be a good one right here. NJZ Sniper wants to know, at Crumbz, does Crumbz still use the cloth over his mouse? Do you still have your cloth?
So I do, but I actually figured out a technique to get rid of the sweating altogether.
Ooh.
So it's experimental, so bear with me. There's this thing called iontoporosis, I think is what it's called, where you have your hands placed inside a metal tray that is maybe like an inch or 2 inches shallow, filled with water, and there's electricity, a low voltage of electricity running through those two things of water. And if you stick your hands in there for 20 minutes every day for like a week, you actually diminish your sweating with no side effects whatsoever. And so that's what I started doing. But then I looked at the machine, and it cost like $5,000. So I didn't want to make the machine buy that, so I made it myself. So I bought 2 cooking trays, like for cookies. I bought a 12-volt battery, 2 crocodile clips. I connected it to it, put some water, and I stick my hands in there every day. I haven't done it today, but I have to. And if you do that, all of a sudden your sweating's gone.
Is that shit safe?
Yeah, dude, I got the trays right here. Let me show you.
Hey, I trust you, dude. But
stuff, dude.
That's
check this out.
This is sounding like some dubious shit, Crumbz.
You know, I love dubious shit.
Wait, you actually have them.
Here's my 12-volt battery. That's the tray.
Dude, that battery.
And then the crocodile clip. Yeah, you put them all together.
I'll trust you, dude, but I don't know how I feel about that.
You feel it. You stick your hands in and you feel the electricity all the way to like your forearms. It's just like sometimes the shock is so strong it bounces your hand back up, and you gotta just like ram it in there.
I applaud your ability to test the human limits. You know, for me, I would not be able to do that.
That doesn't sound healthy, but I'll trust you with that. Well,
dude, I've done way worse things for my health than doing this. I'm sure I put myself in worse situations.
Fair enough. Well, there's your answer, dude. Chilling Babling wants to know, do you guys have plans to integrate yourself into the real world and eventually let go of gaming, or do you see yourself gaming forever? What are you laughing about?
What does that mean?
The real world, because Crumbz was talking about the 2D bullshit and all that. This guy wants to know, are we ever going to disassociate ourselves from 2D?
I see the real world right there, dude.
Yeah.
It's right outside.
Disassociate from, I'm gonna be by computers all the time, so no.
No, if anything, I'm going all in. Like, as soon as Sword Art Online becomes possible, I'm in there. It's called deep dive, full dive machines. I'm gonna be the first one in.
Well, you know the problem that's gonna happen. The time when the world will end, when everything will come to a complete standstill, is when people can completely and be satisfied with their own replayed sexual fantasies. If you can actually recreate that in any way the person wants, I don't think anything else ever gets done.
Crumbz, you're on to something, dude.
Yeah, bullshit.
Think of it like this. Think of it like this, right? You come in and be like, "Oh, I want the most beautiful woman that can imagine," and just like it comes into your head, and you can actually put on like an HTC Vive, be like, and that happens. Why on earth would you ever do anything else besides order Chipotle and live that life?
You still eat Chipotle?
Hell no.
Okay.
Wait, what's wrong with Chipotle?
You have
Come
Chipotle,
on,
Scott? Scar, you've been eating that shit for 5 fucking years in a row. Scar, there's only so many variations of rice, chicken, corn, and beef.
That's my problem. They don't change it. They always arrange it in the same way. And there's always the sauce. It's cold, so the sauce makes everything lukewarm by the time you get it.
Yeah, how do you do? This is my question. Ask Scar, how the fuck do you still eat that shit?
Because I have a lot of diversity in what I eat, so I can enjoy Chipotle like once a week or something, you know? I'm not overwhelming myself. I'm not eating Chipotle left and right 3 meals a day. It's just like, you know what, today I really feel like Chipotle. I want to get me some of that, you know, double chicken or like chicken extra steak mix, you know, with some of that hot and mild sauce. I like that combination, you know, it's good.
See, I can see someone like, man, I want some Chick-fil-A. Man, I never heard, man, I want some Chipotle. Man, I want some chicken.
Really?
I want some chicken and rice and beans.
Just not in the Chipotle way. Like, you want that, but not in the Chipotle fashion.
Yeah.
It's cheap, though. I'll give it that. It's super cheap.
All right.
I don't know. I feel disconnected from you guys. Like this.
You should be. I'm disappointed in you.
World. I'm trying to convince you about a 3D thing, Chipotle. You guys just don't get it.
Yeah, because that shit's garbage.
Chipotle's not coming in my virtual world.
Duncan wants to know, this is a good one. How do you feel about the new League of Legends commercial with Ninja on it?
What?
Yeah, they got Ninja on a new League of Legends commercial on Twitch. When you when you watch a commercial on Twitch, they show League of Legends. Who do they show? Faker? Who the fuck has heard of that guy? Bjergsen? Random. Double F? Don't give a fuck. Cutie Pie? Washed up. Fucking Tyler once? Don't care. Hell no. None of us are in it. Ninja. That's it.
Wait, there's no way. Is that real?
Yeah. It's a commercial with Ninja for League of Legends.
Wait,
putting that on YouTube.
It's not League of Legends, right? It's Fortnite.
No, it's League of Legends.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. That's your reaction. Wow, great. Thanks for the question, dude. Hope you enjoy Scar's answer. Scar, give the man a fucking answer, dude.
Maybe the man should give me a better fucking question.
He wants to know, how do you feel?
So we haven't even seen. Does he have a link?
Yeah,
if he doesn't have a link,
I haven't seen it.
No.
My opinion is, meh. Actually, I maybe it's because I just accept that Ninja's big and like not big. I accept that Ninja's enormous. Ninja's at a level where it's like defies common sense. Reality, like the numbers he's getting can only exist in like a 2D world. It's insane. So I accept like crazy things when it happens to Ninja because I just assume he's big enough to do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah, that's
Ninja
pretty much
stuff
it.
sounds like the stuff of the deals of the companies. Like, yeah, someone's making 30 mil over here. Like, someone's doing this ridiculous commercial.
Yeah,
okay.
on subs alone, he makes what $750,000 a month.
Yeah, he's
on
fucking
subs alone.
huge.
Right, and then you're asking me if I should have stayed streaming. I'm like, well, you know.
Oh,
Let me see. If 100% Ninja is 750K, if I were to do 1% of Ninja, that would be like $750. Well, not really, but
It'd be
Close
some
enough.
math, dude.
Like,
Doing
that
math
wouldn't be
on
bad.
stream, that's a bad idea, but...
I should have learned.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you though. Like, yeah, the things that Ninja's doing, the numbers he's making, absolutely ridiculous. Is he the best like advertisement for League of Legends? Riot Games done stupider shit. So
Who is though?
yeah, exactly.
like,
I don't think it's
legit,
bad.
like,
He's really
he's good.
mainstream.
Like-
They need to hit the Western demographic. He's enormous there. I don't think they could have gotten maybe like I don't know who they could have gotten that's better. And I know a lot of people they could have gotten that was a lot worse.
Yeah, it's that's the thing is like people are like, why don't they get Drake? Drake doesn't play this garbage fucking game.
Right?
Like, why don't they get whoever the fuck other people are playing Fortnite? None of them play fucking League of Legends. Who the fuck plays League of Legends in 2018? Let's be honest here, dude. You gotta, Scar and me, Crumbz, do you still play?
You guys play ARAMs?
Hell no.
Dude, I remember when you were just like, I'm only playing ARAMs to warm up. Like, I'm only playing ARAMs now because I need help with my skill shot accuracy. And you would just play ARAMs. You wouldn't play solo queue. I just see you. I look at your screen. You're just playing ARAMs. I'm just like, what kind of trading montage is this? You're the only person I knew who did it. And to be honest, after like 2 weeks, your skill shots got better. So I was like, maybe he was right. Maybe Carl's actually a genius.
Because that's the problem. That's actually the problem that League has, and that's why they'll never give you replays and never give you sandbox mode. Because there's no way to actually improve the game. You don't have any skills way, any ability or mode for you to repeatedly practice skills. So you're fucked. Like they gave the sandbox mode, but it's such a pain in the ass to use, and it really doesn't offer the wide range of things you need to use it for.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't play against someone else in the sandbox mode. That shit would make...
Yeah, what? Why would I use sandbox mode if I'm using it if I can't play against someone else?
Yeah, like if I could go into there, someone else, and it's like, all right, let's start dodging skill shots. Just start fucking spamming skill shots, 0-second cooldown. That'd be kind of cool, but yeah, I don't think that shit will ever come out, so... But back to the question, yeah, Ninja's fucking huge. The like closest person maybe you could get it. Like I don't think you could get a pro player for the commercial. Like no.
Ninja is the best person because who is his audience? You've got literal children that love to play games, so there's a much bigger chance you'll get them to move over games because it's new. It's people that have not seen League before. You get anybody from League, they're marketing to an audience that is already familiar with League. They want to bring in new players.
Crumbz, you got a fucking way with words, dude. Everything Crumbz said. Let's go to the last question now. Final question. Marmin wants to know, Disguised Toast recently posted a video about the amount of money streamers make. Do you think that streamers may be making more money than they realistically should be? Will there be an implosion on the streamer economy?
No, I mean, what streamers make money from other people giving them money. It's not like is one universal company that decides that streamers make this one. It's you fucking people. It's the viewers that are giving them money.
Yeah, listen to Crumbz. It's you fucking people. You right there. It's your fucking fault we make money, dude.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, there's no implosion on streamer economy. Not that I'm aware of.
It's not even close. Like I think the video is really well made. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go check it out. But he pretty much breaks down exactly how much he makes, like to the T. I think he quoted himself making baseline before sponsorships somewhere about $27,000 a month, and that was like his baseline salary. And it's like, yeah, I looked at it. I'm like, this is pretty similar to what I've shared very similar like kinds of revenue streams and numbers. And so I'm like, yep, it makes sense for a person that size to make that much. And he is a top 10, top 15 streamer on the website. I think a top 15 person on the platform making above $250,000 is completely fine. Actually, he's not anymore because of Fortnite. So he's like
this is more relevant to you guys since you guys stream them. But what do you guys think of other platforms that are trying to buy streamers that are coming up? Because they're never going to get the guys that are already established, but they'll get the streamers that don't break into the top page. Like they'll offer them 5 times the revenue that Twitch can offer.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah,
it happens a lot. I know how much.
So how does that
Facebook
affect you guys
right now?
Facebook is playing fuck tons.
Well, I mean, that's just better for us because there's more competition. So the offer happens on both sides. Like, it's not even that they think they can't get the top people; they want them. And so the offers that I've gotten and Cutie's gotten, I know, are like humongous.
Yeah, like they've talked to me, and it's like, oh mama. Thank God I quit playing fucking competitive, dude. That's all I'll say. I made the right goddamn choice, dude. But, like,
So why don't you take it?
Because I like Twitch. And I like money. So it's a match made in heaven, dude.
I think a lot of difficulty is that if you're an early adopter onto a new platform, it's very dangerous. Like, you take a lot of the risk, and you get, like, a decent reward for it. And so a lot of people I think that if you do it right now, you like lose a lot of your community and like you like stall your growth. But maybe in the future that may not be true. But I know some of the people who are averaging like 50 viewers on Twitch, 50 to 100 viewers on Twitch get paid like $4,000 a month on Facebook. And it's like, well,
what?
Yeah, you hear that and you're just like laughing, dude.
And like, for
right
me,
here.
For me, I know people who didn't want to go on Facebook, but they were just like, I'm gonna get paid more than my family, my parents do. I have to take the deal, and I was like, go for it. Like, I understand, like, 100%. Like, and so like, yeah, they're throwing money around, and like YouTube is doing similar stuff, and I think that like, there's really good things about those platforms that exist. Like, I think YouTube's statistical backend is like what you pay money for. It's insane. It tells you where everything comes from.
Yeah, no, it's...
And I think that their video player is nuts too, like super good. And potentially when they promote to people, like I've talked to like one of the top YouTube streamers, Landon. He was at my house the other month for something. I don't remember. And like talking to him, he gets like 30, 40,000, up to like 50,000 viewers on YouTube. And it's like it's very similar to like how much money you make, or even more than what you make on League. And like sometimes it's just really easy to integrate that into your like YouTube VOD because now it's all on the same platform. So there's a lot of benefits and downsides to like staying with certain platforms. I think, however, if you're going to be an early adopter into a new platform, you have to make sure you're being like very well compensated, or that you're very knowledgeable about the risk you take. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, because there's definitely a trade-off for things, and yeah, I think. If you're new to streaming, or you're like relatively new, and you take a Facebook offer, it's probably great for you. Like, I mean,
all the people with Facebook offers right now are making so much money that like it's no brainer.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, and it's like you do that for like a year or two. I don't feel like doing this anymore. Go back to streaming on Twitch or just go do something else. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's like obviously competition's always good no matter what. So I'm pretty happy with that. For the question, let me see. What were you even asking me? What was this fucking guy even talking about, dude?
You tell me, man.
Oh yeah, he was talking about are streamers making more money than they should realistically make? Hell no. Right. Yeah, like yeah. If
anything, give me more money. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not making enough goddamn money.
I'm not making enough money. Kitty, shut the fuck. I'm not making enough money.
That's like, is the Red Cross receiving too much funding? Should we do something about it? It's like, what?
Yeah, I'm the charity case. Similarly to the Red Cross is what Crumbz is saying.
Yeah. I think that people get compensated somewhat close to what they're worth. So like, obviously, I'm worth a lot, dude. Like, look at me. I'm me. That's just the reason.
What's been your most lucrative, outrageous expenditure then?
My most outrageous, I flew on a private jet. That was my most expensive thing.
I talked to your manager
not that
about
expensive. Like, you could actually.
Are you serious?
Well, it depends, like, how you do. Like, it really depends what you actually did. Like, you booked your own private jet or what?
It was a private jet for me, Leisha, and the two cats to move from like California from Maryland to California.
Okay, yeah.
It's just the two of us, and dude, let me say, I went to the airport because it's like. I didn't know like how private jets work, so you gotta like go to like some random part of the airport I'm not used to going to. I like met a guy and just like he was like in casual wear or some shit, and he was just like, "Hey, you're Michael, right?" I was like, "Yeah," and he took me to the private jet. He sat inside. I was like, "What are you still doing in here?" He's like, "I'm the captain, dude. What are you talking about?" I felt like such a fucking dickhead. I just hung my head down. He was like a 20-year-old guy. I won't say kid, but he was like 20 or something. He was in the most casual wear. Like, he wasn't in, like, the little hat, you know, the, like, white vest, all that shit. That's what I was expecting from my captain. He was just wearing, like, a white t-shirt and, like, basketball shorts. And he just looked at me like, are you fucking stupid, dude? You booked this thing. I felt like such a dickhead then. Those are, like... Dude, those are those times where I'm just, like...
How quick was the flight, though? Because it's a lot faster when it's private, no?
It was like 4 hours, I think. It was pretty quick. I think usually it's like 5.5 or something.
Yeah, because they take their own route, so they can go direct. They don't have to avoid like random-ass places.
Yeah. It was like, I enjoyed it a lot. I forget how much it ended up costing. Do you know how much it costed, Scar?
I do.
How much was it? You can just say I don't care.
Can I publicly say it?
Yeah, go for it. I don't care.
I think I was quoted. I was told that it was $20,000.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know you can get an Uber chopper for something like that, too.
Wait, you can get a chopper on Uber?
You can get an Uber chopper that exists. It's legit. It's been around for a long time. So when you go on Uber app, you need to be in a specific location.
Oh, I actually heard about that.
Yeah, you swipe, and you're like, oh, Uber normal, Uber pool, Uber X, Uber plus, and then chopper. And or he's a helicopter. But you just have to be near like a drop-off, like a helipad location for it to work.
You have to be near a helipad location.
And like they use it for like big ceremonies, right? So if like the Oscars are going down and people want to go in there, they'll be like, oh, Uber chopper's extra available tonight.
Yeah. Who the fuck uses Uber Chopper? Who goes to helipad and they're like, let me call up the Uber Chopper. Hey, what's
really common.
It's really common for that to happen. No. Okay, here's a good example. So Zed did Ignite, and they played it at the finals in the stadium that happened that year. I forgot which one. Do you remember?
Staples, yeah.
Staples Stadium. He got flown out right after that performance to go to his other performance in another state the next day. He got flown out by Chopper. I don't know if it's Uber Chopper, but he like literally like did the performance, came in, and left.
Are helicopters that fast? He flew to another state? Like, I know, like, a military, like Apache or some shit.
Maybe he got flown to, like, an airport and then, like, they flew out. That's more reasonable.
Damn. Wow. Maybe I need to check this shit out. I gotta find out where my nearest helipad is so I can...
Like, no bigger way to make an entrance than that.
You sound knowledgeable on it. How do they find these people? Like, who gets... I want to be an Uber driver, but I'm going to sign up for Uber Chopper. And now I'm just going to chill in my helicopter for... Oh, nice, I got someone listening. He wants me to meet him here. Like, how does that... Like, at least in the car, it's like, I'm going to just sit in my car, someone came.
I think it's only available in, like, really rich areas. Like, for instance, LA has one, for sure. And so if you're getting that service, like, you are paying a lot. And they know, like...
It's like $25,000. Like, literally, it's like $25,000. So you need to, like, you are having a lot of money that you're willing to spend out of nowhere. So what I see happen is, like, let's say you're worth $30 million and you just went out to Santa Monica Pier for some random ass wine tasting, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to go somewhere else, but I don't want to Uber somewhere, and it's a nice out, and I got some girls I want to impress. I should be like, all right, I'm gonna fucking call a helicopter.
Yeah, but that's the disconnect that I'm getting. So you go for a nice night out, you like wine tasting. I want to go do some shit. I'm gonna call the chopper. See, so what they do, they call the Uber to the helipad. Then they call the Uber chopper to the other helipad. Then they call the Uber to go to where they want to go.
It'd probably be a private car gets it to the chopper, and then and then they call, they make sure that their private car or another one from their company waits for them at the other chopper because they're rich, they're super rich, they're disgustingly rich.
Damn, man, that's when I hear shit like that. That's the I'm like, people do that? What the fuck? Jesus, man.
Wait, you flew in on a private plane, dude.
Yeah, but
you do that.
Okay, but I said I did that for my cat's health because my cats, obviously, they don't like fucking. You can imagine being on a plane. I don't want them.
Wait, so you're disassociating yourself from doing this as you did it only for the cats.
Okay, let me say, obviously I spent a lot of money on this shit, and it might have been slightly unnecessary, but I didn't want them to go okay, now that I'm saying this, I understand that it sounds a little disconnected in itself, but...
Legit, with the amount of money you make, I think valuing your pets highly is reasonable. I actually think anyone who
in that position
would do something similar if they were making as much money as you.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I'm like, you know what, it's for the cats. I think if you didn't have cats, you would just float first class or something, right?
Yeah, I fly fucking economy or some shit. I don't give a fuck.
Or economy, sure. Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, well, that's our discussion. That's Beyond the Rift episode number 58, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank our special guest, Crumbz, for coming out tonight. Crumbz, thank you for spending some of your time with us today. If the people want some more of you, where can they get you?
Wow, I'm out of stock right now. They can't get me anywhere.
Well, if the people want to wait to hear more from you, where can they get it?
No, you can go to my Twitter, which I still can't change the fucking handle of it, but it's Profit Crumbz. I'm still bound by that icon. The verified shit can't be changed.
Oh, really? Oh, what?
Yeah. So
you have to get it re-verified afterwards.
Yeah, so if you get it, you lose it, so... That's where they can find me. You can find me at Profit Crumbz.
Scara, if the people want more of you, where can they get you?
I'll be on Scara on Twitch and Twitter. You can find me also on YouTube, and I will be streaming a little bit after this.
And you guys know where you can find me. What are you going to say, Crumbz?
What are you streaming, Scar?
Probably streaming Magic the Gathering, League of Legends, and WoW today.
Oh, yeah? You're playing Arena?
Wait, for Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got sponsored to play, and then I tripled my required sponsor hours. So, I just really like the game.
Yeah, so do I. Man, I've been playing the Arena. I've been playing Magic for some time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, I've been playing it too. Don't worry. Are you guys are you doing sealed or draft?
The draft online is not as interesting. I'm doing both, but draft just takes a lot.
How are you?
Well, the online draft uses algorithms. It doesn't actually use different.
Yeah, it uses algorithms. You're essentially drafting with 7 AI, and then they each have like priority lists and like what colors they want to snipe. So it's similar, but you don't play against the same people in the same pod.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes.
But the thing is,
you can't hate draft, right? There's no reason to. It literally makes no sense.
You can end up with a pack that's like halfway through that somehow has 4 bombs that you've never seen before.
I'll say I drafted yesterday. I got this like, it's like a green creature 7/7. When it comes into play, you gain 7 life. When it leaves play, you draw a card. You know what I'm talking about? The worm?
Yeah, that worm, yeah.
I got 3 of those wheeled to me.
And you just chain them into each other because I think you scry and then rearrange and draw.
I'm saying when I was drafting, I got 3 of them. Like I picked the first one, the next like thing came in, I picked it again, and then the next one came in, it didn't have it. Next one came in, I picked it again. I was like, you know what? I'm probably not drafting against human beings. These are probably not people because this shit should have been taken instantly. But yeah, I 6-0'd that shit. That's free as fuck. I think I've lost like every other one. All my sealed, I went 1-3. 1-3 and 4 of them. You guys, wait, are you guys actually winning your sealed? I lose every single time.
I'm on average 4 wins. I just 7'd my last one, like literally before the show started. But I'm on average about 4. Which is okay.
Man, fuck this shit, dude. Game's fucking rigged.
All your skills in League. You can't leave.
Yeah.
What is that for the West? You're stuck in League. Every other game you'll ever touch is just complete garbage.
Hey, wait, I went 6-0 on... Come on, I went 6-0 on my draft, though. Just my sealed was a little, iffy, but whatever.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. And thank you, Crumbz, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
See you guys.